Education sector in Borno has continued to attract government attention despite years of protracted conflict as a result of insurgency. This is a deliberate attempt at addressing the menace of out-of-school children and to engrave the culture of education in the psyche of its younger generations. Welcome to Borno Restoration. I'm Jessie Tafida. But first, let's bring you up to speed with Borno today. Nigeria is the most populous country in Africa, with one of the largest population of youth, comprising of about 70% of the total population. Countries who utilize their youth in positive direction are seen to be more likely to be developed. Nigeria's youth right from time are notable to be change agents and drivers of societal transformation. It is why the Bishop of Maiduguri Diocese brought together these youth from both faiths to sit together and chart a way forward on how best to contribute their quota towards the uplifting of the nation.
The youth should not allow themselves to be used as instruments of violence. They should embrace peace. And where some greedy Nigerians, some politicians would want to use them, they should reject that. Let them not be used as instruments of violence.
The youth have to stay focused and united, irrespective of ethnic background, in order to promote peace and national unity.
It's about bringing the both faith youths together to discuss on how we can stay together, stick together as brothers and sisters, as our brothers keepers, so as for our nation and state to prosper. Because without unity, without peace, Nigeria and Borno State will not thrive.
The youth pledge to use the knowledge acquired to bring about change in their various domains.
Both Christian and Muslim shall come together and have one common goal in order to achieve what their targets and what have you. They should forget their political differences and religious differences. And then at the end of it, Nigeria will move forward and we have a better country and a better nation.
I want to advise my fellow youth out there to always live in peace and unity with one another.
I have achieved a lot, most especially towards peace building and unity among youth and among all the participants that participated in the program.
The religious leaders are stepping up to mandate. Their aim is to persuade youth across the country to engage in constructive dialogue with government instead of providing room for hoodlums to unleash mayhem on society. Education, no doubt, is one of the most critical pillars of Governor Babagana's development agenda, with special interest in technical education and vocational enterprise. The state has continued to intensify efforts in the construction of more training schools for the teeming youth population. Let's take this report. For centuries, education continues to play important roles around the world, advancing the frontiers of civilization through research and innovation, as well as serving as catalyst for cultural development. But in most parts of Africa, education is sometimes looked upon with some cynicism by those who feel that learning focuses more on theory than on practical applications. But one state in Nigeria is racing against time to change this narrative. Perhaps the fortune that comes with having a professor as governor. Governor Babagana's aggressive drive at revamping the Borno State education system shows just how well it is embedded at the heart of policy initiatives in his administration, with a view to making it a pathway to self-reliance for the people.
Then in terms of vocational training center, we constructed about 3 vocational training centers one in Maiduguri Metropolitan, one in Mafa, and then one in Makumeri. And inshallah, we shall construct another one in Kwayakusari local government area of Borno State. What we intend to do is that we want to establish a sustainable vocational training centers. What we mean by a sustainable vocational training center is that a vocational training center that can train our youths to become independent. This 4 vocational training center can at least graduate not in fewer than 6,000 to 8,000 youths from Borno State per annum. And if these schools are well qualified, I think they can train others.
In the last 2 years, Borno State has been expanding its capacity in education through massive investment in science and technology, as well as building of more technical colleges and ultra-modern vocational institutes to provide skills for the teeming youth. Vocational Enterprise Institute in Muna, at the outskirts of Maiduguri, the state capital, is one of the modern training facilities inaugurated by the administration of Professor Zulu. The institute is designed for the training of 1,500 persons annually. It has 14 workshops for automobile and mechatronics, electrical installation such as solar, air conditioning and refrigeration, leather works. Others are plumbing and pipe fitting, welding and fabrication, machinery building, carpentry and joinery, ICT, as well as tailoring and fashion design.
We have vehicle units. In vehicle units, we have 3 units. We have the panel beating sites, we have the motor vehicles mechanics, we have the automotive mechatronics unit. The purpose of this automotive mechatronics is most of our modern vehicles now are advanced, or I can say a digital advanced or hybrid cars. So whenever they have problem, for you to diagnose and repair the fault, you have to use a kind of devices, a computer devices that can detect the fault and then immediately arrest the situation. So, and if you can, from the other units in the vehicle units, we have panel beating. So it's not the ordinary panel beating that you know, the roadside panel beating. We have our oven. So we have our expert on ground that we're going to take care of that oven. And that oven is an advanced oven. I think we have about 4 or 5 ovens in these states, in the capital. But ours is different from them. And the rate of production of that oven is 15 minutes per car. You can do your painting and everything in 15 minutes. And in 15 minutes, you can drive your car and go. So we call it oven. And then in the mechanical section, the motor vehicle mechanics, we have a pneumatic tire changer. We have digital tire balancer. We have lubricating device. That is that lubrication system used to detect the viscosity of engine oil. And then we have nitrogen tire inflator. And then we have another device, is the injector cleaners. That injector cleaners, what we normally do is, if your car is using injector, we remove the nozzles and then it will check the fault on the nozzles. From there, it will repair the fault. From there, then we will replace it.
The institute has 6 hostels of about 200 rooms, a kitchen and common room, as well as an auditorium, administrative building and sporting facilities. 20 indigent students from all the 27 local government areas of the state were the first set of students to be admitted into the institute on scholarship, with tuition, feeding and accommodation provided free of charge by the state government. after graduation and gaining requisite skills, the state government will also support the youth to become self-reliant and contribute to the economy.
Most of our teeming youth have nothing to do. Even if the job is available, they are not skilled. Most of them, they are not skilled. Even if you can provide the industry, they cannot work there because they were not trained. There's not any formal training that they have undergone. So with the coming of this vocational, I think this is the first of its kind in northeastern Nigeria, if not northern Nigeria. So the philosophy behind this is to arrest the issue of this ideology, the ideology of Boko Haram. I think this is the philosophy behind Vocational Enterprises Institute. For now, we have 12 of our local government has responded when His Excellency called the attention of the local government chairman that they should go and produce 20 candidates from each local government. So far, I have 12 local government with me. His Excellency, the way he is seeing things in the state, if he say that the indigenous must have to pay something before they join the institution, I think we are going back to another second Boko Haram. So he has to make it free, because by the time we make it free, maybe in next 2, 3, 4, or 5 years, it depends on the target or the time frame that the government plan. If you have different set of vocational, technical, skilled students, so that have undergone formal training in this institute, and they were posted or they were out of the institution and now they are on their own. I think many people will like to join this institute. But for now, if you say you must pay something before you join the school, many of the youth will not join. Because for now they are saying there are some that don't want to even join this institute, despite it is free. But we have to use some kind
Day Technical Secondary School in Jimtilo is a replica of the Vocational Enterprise Institute in Mona. The school is well equipped with air-conditioned classrooms for at least 2,400 students, vocational workshops, laboratories for sciences and ICT, as well as auditoriums and sporting facilities. Governor Zulum has built 16 of such schools across Borno State.
This technical college is very, very important for our youths, because youths are roaming about the street. So when His Excellency came into office, he came out categorically telling the people of the state that the era of white-collar job is over. Our youths are going to be trained in many, many skills so that after their education, they will be self-reliant and then become employers themselves. Then Borno State economy will develop, and then our youth will stop roaming about in the street.
The Mona Vocational Enterprise Institute, technical colleges and other mega schools built across the state under Professor Babagana Zulum are strategic answers to skill acquisition and job creation efforts aimed at reducing youth unemployment in Borno. The Zulum administration has continued to put a state ravaged by insurgency in the spotlight of development in Nigeria and the Sahel region. With so much investment by the Borno State government in technical education and vocational enterprise institute, I had a chat with the Commissioner for Higher Education, Science and Technology, Mustafa Malambe, and he says government would never relent in bringing quality education to the doorsteps of Borno's residents. To Borno Restoration, sir.
Thank you so much.
As the Commissioner for Higher Education, Science and Technology, can you talk us through what is the philosophy behind the massive investment in higher education, science and technology?
Well, actually, the syllabus, of which also show that there's Terminal 1, Terminal 2, and Terminal 3. We are going to do that, terminals. And then also, because of advancement in technology, that's why we have the science and technology component aspect into the training. If you can see, if you go around, you see we have enough computers. We are trying as much as possible to see. We introduce technology, we introduce ICT in every thread, so that the students can have that ability to do the search. And because of the internet connectivity, the world is a global village, and then we are trying to give them that ICT expertise, so that when they get their ICT expertise, they can get job anywhere in the world, and then they can also be part of this one. And then for that, it means we hope our graduates can collaborate even with industries. Our graduates can have opportunities of getting grants somewhere. Our graduates can also have opportunity of patenting whatever they have done. And then that's the main reason why in the dealings we try to bring in local content into the issue. Borno is a home of culture. Borno is a home that has been there for 1,000 years. There are some of our cultures that is not part of the global village, and we are trying to encourage our young ones to use the ICT skills, to use technology to ensure that our cultures are also spread across the world.
Okay, now bring us up to speed. What are you planning to do in the future?
Well, we are trying as much as possible to ensure that we dominate the market with our products, and then we are also part of the ministry trying to also construct an innovation center. We are also trying to have a technology park where the products of those vocational training centers will be displayed, and then they will display it, and then also people across the world will come around, and then we can also go around and then get investors for these young people, for them to ensure that whatever they are producing will be consumed all over the world, not only Borno State.
All right, thank you very much, sir. Thanks for your time on Borno Restoration.
Thank you so much.
That's our package on this edition of Borno Restoration. Thanks for watching. I'm Jessie Tafida. Bye-bye.